In the past 3 decades, we've seen many promising developments in spinal cord injury research. This research takes many forms. Many scientists here in Canada and around the world are investigating ways of preventing permanent paralysis and repairing the injured spinal cord. Others are focused on rehabilitation, maximizing the outcomes and function for people with spinal cord injuries through focused treatments and procedures. And other researchers and health professionals are working hard at further maximizing quality of life by finding ways of improving access to spinal cord injury care from emergency services onward and preventing or treating many serious secondary health complications of spinal cord injury. All of these important research efforts share a common critical need for up-to-date, detailed information. How many people sustain spinal cord injuries each year? What are the causes of injury? What is the severity of each injury? What treatments best improve outcomes during recovery? What is the effectiveness of new and emerging treatments? And what treatments or procedures help prevent or treat serious secondary complications in those living with spinal cord injuries? Ideally, every healthcare professional or researcher could have access to this type of information. Information collected from every single person throughout their journey after spinal cord injury, from emergency treatment through acute care and rehabilitation, and beyond as they rejoin their families and friends in their communities. That type of information hasn't existed until the development of the Rick Hansen Spinal Cord Injury Registry. Funded by Health Canada through the Rick Hansen Institute, the registry is an unprecedented project that is collecting critical information to create a truly Canadian spinal cord injury research platform. One that will benefit all Canadians with spinal cord injury and every professional involved in spinal cord injury care far into the future. The idea of a registry is not unique to spinal cord injury. The Canadian Cancer Registry, the National Rehabilitation Reporting System, and the Canadian Trauma Registry all provide powerful examples of how a registry can focus research and improve the care related to a particular health issue. A successful registry has several components: a centralized database where all information is stored, multiple locations where data is collected, and clear rules for sharing the information and research findings. The Rick Hansen Spinal Cord Injury Registry is based in Vancouver and collects data at sites in every major Canadian city. In other words, all major Canadian spinal cord injury trauma centers and rehabilitation centers are collecting this critical information and in turn making good use of the information for their own research and treatment purposes. The registry is largely the vision of 2 people, Canada's man in motion, Rick Hansen, and Dr. Marcel Dvorak, spine surgeon and researcher at Vancouver General Hospital and the University of British Columbia. Rick Hansen has been a tireless advocate for spinal cord injury research since his epic 2-year, 40,000-kilometer Man in Motion World Tour. When the concept and the need for a Canadian spinal cord injury registry was explained to him by Dr. Dvorak, Rick began championing the idea and provided funding through the Rick Hansen Foundation. In 2003, his efforts resulted in Health Canada making a significant investment to make the vision become reality.
The Rick Hansen Spinal Cord Injury Registry will collect, analyze, and provide information that can be used to improve the quality of life of people with a new or existing spinal cord injury. The reality of spinal cord injury is that there are many factors that can influence the recovery that an individual experiences. And there aren't enough people in any one area to collect enough information to see clear cause and effect trends. This registry bridges provincial and health region borders to collect data from a large number of people, and then to allow researchers to see trend outcomes of different techniques and treatments across the spinal cord injury continuum of care. Based on this, healthcare professionals and researchers can work to improve emergency services, rehabilitation therapies, and treatment of secondary health problems. The registry is also a tool that researchers will use to enroll patients in clinical trials involving new promising treatments. Ultimately, I believe that the registry is going to play an important role in finding a cure for spinal cord injury. And in the meantime, it's going to help people with spinal cord injury to interact effectively with the healthcare system and to maximize their quality of life at work, at home, and at play.
As a leading spine surgeon and researcher, Dr. Marcel Dvorak has long believed in the potential of getting the answers to research questions directly from patients in order to better understand the value of various healthcare interventions. He believes the registry will yield many benefits for Canada's research community and ultimately people with spinal cord injuries across the country and around the globe.
Today, most researchers agree that a cure for spinal cord injury will not happen overnight or in one lab. Instead, the solution is going to come as a continuation of what's been taking place in the past 3 decades. Steady, incremental progress, with sometimes only small improvements. It's the sum of all this that's important. That's where the power of a registry shines. You can only confirm you've made progress when you can precisely and carefully measure the results in a large population sample. But it's really important to see the big picture behind the registry. In the process of building this sophisticated data collection infrastructure, several other things are happening as a result. First of all, the registry is becoming, by default, Canada's first and only spinal cord injury clinical trials network. In other words, it will serve as the data collection platform to conduct clinical trials in multiple sites across Canada. Second of all, the registry is changing the very way researchers work in this area. Collaboration is the very essence of it. We all contribute and we all share in the benefits. The more we share and collaborate, the greater our chances of success, so much more so than when we work in isolation. Also, all of our work has global potential. We have many international partners really interested in what we're doing. And the future of the registry is one of expansion beyond our borders. The power of the registry could be greatly increased through international data collection and sharing. Finally, the registry is the vehicle through which the most important collaborator, the person with the spinal cord injury, gets to have his or her say. People with spinal cord injuries are the critical bridge between the researchers and the care providers. We can't make real progress without listening to individuals with spinal cord injuries.
From my own experiences and from the conversations that I've had with so many other Canadians with spinal cord injury and from the many surveys we've conducted, we know this. People with spinal cord injuries want to be part of the solution. We want to contribute. Well, the registry gives all of us a powerful opportunity to do just that.
Participation in the registry is straightforward. People with spinal cord injuries or their legal guardians consent to sharing certain information about themselves and their injury with registry researchers. In the period immediately following an injury, most of this information can be collected from the patient's chart. Follow-up interviews are then conducted with the participant 1 year after their injury, 2 years after their injury, and then every 5 years after their injury. All of this information is efficiently captured via a state-of-the-art secure data collection system with enhanced privacy features that's been developed specifically for the Rick Hansen Spinal Cord Injury Registry. Participants can be absolutely assured that their information will be held and used anonymously and their privacy strictly maintained. Every aspect of the registry has been closely examined by external experts in the fields of ethics, privacy, and the collection of patient information. The registry and all of its data management policies and procedures meet and exceed all federal and provincial privacy legislation and standards. For participating trauma and rehabilitation facilities and their respective researchers, the registry will share the collected data and will publish its findings as they become available. It's a truly win-win situation.
The Rick Hansen Spinal Cord Injury Registry is crucial to speed the search for a cure. And while finding the answers needed to be able to repair an injured spinal cord will take many years, the registry offers the opportunity to meet many other goals in the short term, measuring how well current treatments work, developing better treatments and therapies, planning directions for future research, and generally improving the healthcare system for people with spinal cord injuries.
The registry will speed up the pace of discovering real solutions for spinal cord injury and improve the quality of life for people with SCI and their families. When we consent to allowing our information and experiences to be captured, we know that we're contributing to a body of knowledge that's already resulting in improvements and will someday help give us the ultimate answer.